If we begin to trust in ourselves, our knowledge, our experience, our abilities, and let pride grow within us.
One of the most annoying things for me is how the organization demonizes self-reliance. And I think there's a bit of irony and hypocrisy in calling everyone who doesn't completely agree with everything you have to say prideful or arrogant. You have the governing body who's claiming that they are part of an elite select class of individuals who's going to go to heaven to rule with Jesus, and who also happen to be God's sole channel of communication on earth, versus the ex-witness community who is supposedly arrogant because they're pointing out the fact that the governing body has zero evidence to support that claim. Who's more arrogant, the person making claims about being especially selected by God, or the person saying, "I don't believe you"? You also notice that they try and frame the argument as an individual ex-witness's knowledge or experience going up against the knowledge and experience of the governing body, when what's actually happening is that ex-witnesses are not putting their own knowledge and their own experience up against the governing body, but they're rather seeking out experts in certain fields to better understand certain topics and issues. A perfect example of this is Neo-Babylonian history. Experts in Neo-Babylonian history universally agree and have put forth overwhelming evidence that Jerusalem was destroyed in 587 BCE. But the governing body arrogantly says, no, we're not going to listen to anything that they have to say. We know better. It was actually destroyed in 607. And the governing body's entire claim to being selected by God rests on that 607 date, so they definitely don't have an incentive to lie about it. But as I said, in truth, it's not about putting my knowledge up against the governing body. It's about examining what these experts have to say and examining the evidence that they've put forward as to why they've come to the conclusions they've come to versus the claims of the governing body. Claims, mind you, that essentially amount to just trust us, don't listen to them. So who's more arrogant? The person going to actual historians and archaeologists to look for answers, or the person saying, no, ignore them, I know better?